Hello, children. Welcome back to the physical science class. In this session, we are going to learn the most important properties of a magnet in Unit 14 Magnets. Come, let's go through the lesson. Substances that possess the property of attracting iron are called magnets. The two ends of a magnet are called its poles. All magnets have two poles, namely the North Pole and the South Pole. In order to identify the poles, the North Pole is usually painted in red color. The other end of the magnet will therefore be the South Pole. In laboratories, magnets are painted completely red in color with a white dot to indicate the North Pole. Magnets can be classified into natural and artificial magnets. A material which occurs naturally and possesses magnetic properties is called a natural magnet. For example, magnetite, that is, lodestone, is a natural magnet. A material which is made into a magnet by artificial means is called an artificial magnet. Artificial magnets are made by magnetizing different shapes of magnetic materials. A rectangular iron bar, an iron needle, a blade, or an iron nail can be turned into a magnet by rubbing a bar magnet over it. Hence, artificial magnets can be of different shapes. For example, bar magnets, cylindrical magnets, dumbbell shaped magnets, horseshoe magnets, etc. are artificial magnets. Artificial magnets are more powerful than natural magnets. All magnets have two ends called poles. These are called the North Pole and the South Pole. Usually, these poles are marked on a magnet as N for North and S for South. Even if a magnet is broken into small pieces, each piece will still have these two poles. The strength of a magnet is maximum at the poles and minimum at the center. The poles of a magnet attracts metals like iron, cobalt and nickel as well as alloys containing these metals. The pull or push that is exerted by a magnet on magnetic substances is called magnetic force. The regions of a magnet where the magnetic force is strongest are called the poles of the magnet. The poles always exist in pairs. One pole cannot be separated and isolated from the other pole. Similar poles of two magnets, that is, the two north poles or the two south poles, are called like poles. Dissimilar poles of two magnets, that is, a north pole and a south pole, are called unlike poles. When the like poles of two magnets are brought close to each other, they move away from each other or they will repel. This is called repulsion. When the unlike poles of two magnets are brought close to each other, they move towards each other or they will attract each other. This is called attraction. In olden days, travelers used to carry natural magnetite, and thread with them. They used to find directions along their way by suspending the natural magnet with a thread. When artificial magnets were available, an instrument called compass was developed to find the directions. In a compass, the magnet is not suspended from a thread. The tiny magnet in a compass is free to turn or rotate on a pin. It is called freely pivoted magnet. Just like a freely suspended magnet, a freely pivoted magnet also always comes to rest along the north south direction. The compass is an instrument used to find the directions at a place. The compass is based on the property of a freely pivoted magnet to align itself along the north south direction. The compass has a tiny magnet in the form of a needle which can rotate freely on a pivot or pin. The pivoted magnetic needle of the compass is enclosed in a small brass box having a glass top. The compass has a circular dial with various directions marked on it. The needle of compass always comes to rest along the north south direction. The north pole of compass needle is painted with a different color to distinguish it from the south pole. To find the directions at a place, the compass is kept on a flat surface at that place. The needle of compass will soon come to rest along the north south direction. The compass is then rotated until the painted end of needle is towards N mark on the dial and the other end of needle is towards S mark on the dial. Some of the main uses of compass are as follows. Compass is used by soldiers in the jungle to find direction for their movement. The compass is used by sailors while at sea so as to take the ships in the right direction. Let us perform an activity to identify the poles of a magnet. Dip a horseshoe magnet or a bar magnet into iron filings. Which part of the magnet attracts the maximum iron filings? You will see that most of the iron filings are stuck to the ends of the magnet than at the center. This shows that the strength of the magnet is strongest at the poles. The two most important properties of magnets are directional property of a magnet and property of repulsion. The directional property of a magnet concludes that a freely suspended magnet will always come to rest in the north south direction. That is, the north pole of a freely suspended magnet always points towards north, and its south pole always points towards south. The end of the magnet pointing towards the north is called the north seeking pole or the north pole. The end of the magnet pointing towards the south is called the south seeking pole or the south pole. This property of magnets is very useful for finding direction. To observe the use of magnets as indicators of direction, let us do an experiment with strips of material made of glass, iron, steel, copper, cardboard, wood, and a bar magnet. Suspend the items by thin threads from wooden stands. Gently tap them and wait until they come to rest. Note the direction in which they come to rest. Repeat this a few times. You will notice that the magnet always comes to rest in a fixed direction, that is, the north south direction. However, the other strips come to rest in different directions each time. Let us do other experiment with a magnet and a cork floating on water. Place a magnet on a piece of cork and float the cork in a dish of water. Note the direction in which it comes to rest. Disturb it and again note the direction in which it comes to rest. You will notice that the magnet on the cork always comes to rest in the north south direction. Let us perform an activity to understand the property of attraction and repulsion. Hang a bar magnet from a wooden stand. Slowly bring the south pole of the other bar magnet near the north pole of the suspended magnet. Now bring the north pole of the second magnet near the north pole of the suspended magnet. You will see when the south pole of one magnet is brought near the north pole of the other magnet, the magnets are attracted to each other. But when the north poles of both magnets are brought closer to each other, the poles are pushed away or repelled. The force of repulsion and attraction between magnetic poles can be demonstrated by using a magnetic needle. Magnetic needle is pivoted on a fine vertical needle point in such a way that it is free to rotate in a horizontal plane. A magnet attracts iron filings and any unmagnetized piece of magnetic material. Any pole of a magnet also attracts the opposite pole of other magnets. So, the property of attraction cannot be used to test whether a given object is a magnet or not. However, a magnet repels only the similar pole of another magnet. Therefore, repulsion is a suitable way of testing a magnet. Children, I hope that you might understood the different properties of a magnet. Thank you for watching.